Good morning, peeps. Welcome to a 30-minute mat Pilates session. You will need a Pilates ball if you've got one. If not, you can grab a pillow and you can fold it in half, and we can use that as some overload. All right, 30 minutes. I'm going to flip from front to back, side to side, and move around the circle of our core all the way around that band today. So 30 minutes in and out. So let's start, everyone. Bring our hands underneath, and we're going to finish here as well. So bring the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees under the hips, and then draw the contents of your tummy up so you know that you're in neutral spine. Draw the chin onto the chest, eyes are down on the ground, even though I'm looking at the camera right now. Okay, and then from here, my friends, you're going to lift up into cat and cow. So articulate through the spine, shins are flat. Draw the shoulders away from the ears as you roll up and you roll down. Beautiful, lifting and rolling right down, perfect. So articulating through every part of your spine. And then I want you to start to articulate organically through cat and cow, and then around in circles at the same time. So combining a circle and a cat and cow together, moving through and articulating every joint through ankle, knee, hip and thoracic. And then let's go the other way. Let's go round the other way, rolling round, right round, and then right down and around. And then come back to neutral, and then tuck your toes under, and then bring your hands a little closer to your knees, and then lift your knees up. Take your knees wide so your heels are coming close together, and try and lower your heels closer to the ground. Keep your arms outstretched, chin down towards the chest, and then roll the knees down. Don't touch the knees down, just come close, and then take the knees out. So we're just warming up through those ankle, knees and hips, unloading through the upper back, which talks to the thorax, which is the shoulders, and then all the way forward and back. Beautiful. Keep that spine nice and long, and draw the chin onto the chest like you're holding a tennis ball there. So working through that mobility of your ankles. That's it. So if you are working through those ankles, you are reducing the risk of lower limb injury. So making sure that you are unloading there first. Then come down onto your knees, and then roll down onto your back. We're going to start through the articulation through the pelvis. Yeah, so hold onto the back of the knees. We're going to come to this a little bit later, but initially you're going to start here, and we're going to roll over the glutes until we come down to the tailbone, which is the end of the spine. Your pubic bone is lifting up towards your belly button, and then you roll round, C shape, and then up onto your sit bones. So we're going to articulate, roll down through the core, and then roll up, and then lifting nice and tall. Perfect. Rolling down, and rolling up. Let's go one more of those ones. Lifting nice and tall. Draw down over the glutes to the tailbone, and then lifting up into here. Now we're going to roll down all the way down. So right down, assist yourself down until you come all the way to lying on your back. And then let's start in this position. Bring your feet quite close to your bottom. Let your knees are tracking over second toe. And then you want to draw those ribs down. So first of all, draw your shoulders away from your ears. So press your scapulars into the mat. Draw the ribs down so you're imprinting. That's it. And then from here, you're going to lift the tailbone. We just did this, and rolling through the pelvis. And then keep peeling the spine off of the mat until you come into a hip bridge. Making sure those ribs are drawn down, and then roll down. So you go through the thoracic first, and then the mid-back, and then the lower back and the tailbone. And then start again. So tuck the tailbone, roll up, nice and controlled, nice and slow. Beautiful. And then rolling down one vertebrae at a time. So you're going to do two more of these. So we're not going to load yet, we're just articulating and mobilizing the spine before we start to load. Making sure that you're using your breath cycle is even and fluid through the entire movement. All right, now you're going to hold the next one up. You're going to hold it up, and you're going to stay in neutral spine. So that rib to hip connection, hold that. So diaphragm and pelvic floor working together here, and then you're going to just tap your butt cheeks down onto the mat or the floor here, down and up, lifting and lowering. So you're hinging at the hips. Just going to turn the music up, peeps. There you go. Down and up. And 10, 9. Beautiful. Keep those ribs drawn down. As you get tired, you want to flare through the ribs. So draw them down. That's it. Gently press the hands in and reach them towards your ankles. 3, 2, and 1. Hold this position here. Make any adjustments that you need to make. You're going to start to feel your glutes really warming up. If you feel it in your lower back, draw the ribs down a little bit more. That's it. And then float one leg into tabletop. And then you're going to drop the toe down and lift. You're going to do 10 of these. We're going to do 10 of everything today. 10 is the new favourite number. Here we go. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring the leg up. Extend the leg towards the ceiling. And draw a line across the ceiling. Just a little bit, working on that hip stability and maintaining that core control. That's it. Awesome. So not letting the hips roll out. Eyes still facing up towards the ceiling. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back. Roll all the way down to the ground. And lift. I know your glutes are burning. Contract the quads. So point the toe and lift. That's it. Your hips will lower down a bit as they get tired. It's normal. There we go. Looking good. 4. That's it. Last 2. Using your breath very nicely. Last 1. Bring it down, take a rest, get in, and then roll your knees from side to side, or roll the knees in and take that little reprieve right there. I'm going to switch sides so you can see. You don't need to switch sides. And then peel off your spine and roll up. Make sure you're adjusting your feet, draw the ribs down, that's it. And then lift the other leg into tabletop. And then tap that toe down. The knee is directly over the hip. Some people bring their knee all the way in and that changes the pelvis then. So make sure you're here. That's it, there we go, just to that. Beautiful, so you're moving from the femur. The knee stays flexed at that 90-90. Last 3. Last 2, so maintain that your hips stay level with the mat. And then extend that leg up towards the ceiling. And then draw that line laterally across the ceiling. Beautiful. So keep that knee, the one that's on, pressing down, the foot pressing down into the ground, keep that knee tracking over the second toe. Don't let that foot roll, that knee roll out to the opposite side. Last 3, 2, last 1, last bit of exercise, rolling it down before we take a little rest, and then lifting up. Draw those ribs down. That's it, perfect. Keep those hips in neutral, parallel to your mat. Using your breath. That's it. I know it's getting challenging. I know it's burning a little bit. Looking good. And 4 more. And 3. Use your breath. Remember your breath switches on your diaphragm. Inhale. Exhale, supports your pelvis. Alright, my friends, bring the leg down, drop your bottom down, and roll your knees from side to side. Now you're going to take your pillow or your little ball, depending on what you've got, and we're going to take that ball between the knees and hold that position. You're going to squeeze that ball together. So right now we've gone from glutes and core. We're going to go from right in that front stuff, rectus abdominis as well, and inner thighs in this position. Squeeze the knees together. Make sure that those knees are not drawn back here, it is the chance you take away from your transverse working. Make sure the knees are directly over, so you can feel that transverse working pretty hard. Alright, and then from here, my friends, take your arms out into a T, and we're going to inhale, and then as we exhale, we roll the knees over to one side, and then bring back into the center. And then inhale as you move through center, exhale, rolling over to one side. Inhale, and then exhale as you come back. Inhale in center, and then so we're working right through that thoracolumbar junction, keeping both shoulders on the ground. That's it. Eyes are still pointing up. Inhale and exhale. That's it, beautiful. Let's go one more each side. Inhale through center, exhale, rolling over, and then back in. That's it. One more, all the way over. Perfect. And then from here we're going to take the ball out. If you want to do single leg, yes, or pillow. Single leg for 10, or if you want to, you can do both legs for 20. Press down that torso, so your ribs, your lower back and your hip bones are pressing in. And you're not moving through the torso. Torso stays really still. So if you find that's too challenging through the hip flexors, then you're going to do one leg at a time. Yes? You can decide. If you are doing single leg, hold the ball or the pillow up. So it just makes it a little bit more challenging. That's it for you. Beautiful. So I think we're here. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now place the feet down onto the ground. You've got the ball or the pillow in. And you're going to lift up into that hip bridge and then tap those butt cheeks down. So you're squeezing the knees together now and lifting and lowering. Lift and lower. That's it, guys, looking really nice. Super. And 10, 9, 8, 7. Use your breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Try and match the movement with your breath. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to hold that position. Hold, squeeze the knees together. Keep holding, keep holding, keep holding. Almost there. And then roll slowly down. Draw the knees back up. Take the ball or the pillow out. And then bring your fingertips to your temple. And then from here, we're going to extend one leg out. Bring the knee to the opposite knee. Sorry, the elbow to the knee. And then switch. Now we are moving through the torso and we are twisting through that junction. So that junction that we just moved before, when we moved the knees from side to side, we've just freed that up and worked it quite hard. Now we're doing exactly the same as we move through this. Yes? All right. 10, 9, 8, 7. Look down at your pubic bone. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back into center. Roll it back down. Feet down. Take one foot onto the knee. Same thing now here. You're going to lift up into that hip bridge. And then tap your butt cheeks up and down. Do 10 each side. Draw those ribs down. Scapulas are flat into, so your shoulder blades are flat into the mat. That's it. Just lifting, hinging those hips. 3, 2, 1. And roll it down. And then the other side. So remember, guys, if you start to get tired through any of the movements, just take a rest. It's a muscle endurance exercise. And so to really work that diaphragm and pelvic floor, which are your 2 of your deep core muscles, it takes obviously practice. And when you start to get tired, often people feel it in their neck or their lower back. So if you feel it in those 2 places, take a rest. 3, 2, and 1. And right from here, take your ball or your pillow and place it underneath your upper, so underneath your scapulas. You're going to reach the legs nice and long, reach the arms up and over. So your ribs are the highest point right now. So in this position, I want you to draw the ribs down. Now if your fingers and your arms are too long, you find this too stressful, you can bring your arms to your shoulders, yes? Oh, sorry, across your chest. Otherwise, glue your ears to your upper arm bones. Inhale to start, and then exhale, draw the ribs down against your pillow or your ball. And then inhale as you go back. Make sure you can point the toes, contract the quads, and then roll it all the way back. And then exhale. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale. Inhale. Looking good. 4. And 3. Last one. Hold it up. Hold it back. Bring your arms around. Palms are facing up. Pressing down with your lower back. Bend one knee into tabletop. It's like doing a plank here. Holding this position for 10. Pressing the lower back down as much as you can. Pulling the ribs down into the pillow or the ball. Looking down at your pubic bone. And then exchange legs. Hold that leg up so it's directly in line with your hips. You're going to feel it right in that rectus abdominis. You're holding it. Your core is working pretty hard. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Roll back off the ball. And then what we're going to do from this position, now you can hold the back of the knees and we do some roll-ups. Here. So we did this at the beginning with the pelvis. Now we're going to come up and roll down. Try not to flick the legs too high. Lift up nice and tall onto your sit bones. In. So just freeing up some of those tightness around your back. Let's go one more. And then here. Extend the legs out long. Reach the arms up as you inhale. Stretch and reach forward into that hamstring. Stretch, doesn't matter how far you come. And then inhale, lifting up onto your sit bones. And then exhale, roll down through the pelvis. 1 vertebrae at a time. And we're going to roll, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to do short spine. So bring the arms down, bring the shoulders down, reset your torso. Bring your legs one at a time into tabletop. Now, if you have the hamstring length, extend the legs up, and then I'll show you both versions. So inhale, and then exhale as you roll your bottom up and over and stretch. And then slowly, as you exhale, roll down 1 vertebrae at a time until your legs come into the 90. And if you struggle with that, you can bend the knees, and you can lift to that position and then slowly roll down through the spine. So you're coming back to here, yes? So either way, you're using your lower abdominals to lift your legs, yeah? Lift up and over. Slowly roll down. We've only got 4 more of these ones. If you want to make it a bit tougher, you can either tap the toes down or come to 45 or lower the legs all the way down if you have that strength. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, roll down, slowly roll down. Beautiful. So take whichever option you need. We've got 1 more of those. Lifting, inhale, exhale. Slowly rolling down. Perfect. Alright, my lovelies, last little bit. So over toes. That's it. Or 45 and then back to here. And then roll onto your side. Arm out long. Bend the knees in. From this position, you need to lift your waist off of the mat. Yes? So your knees are in line with your hips and your shins are in line with your side of your mat. Take your fingers and place them on your hip bones so you know that they're not moving, and then start to lift that knee into a clam. Love the clams. Here we go, lifting and lowering. So straight away, it feels like nothing to start with, but if you lift your waist off of the ground, so it's not touching the mat, straight away this muscle is going to work pretty hard to stabilize your pelvis. All right, and then you're moving the leg. So there's a lot going on. If you allow your ribs to flare out and your hip to roll down, then you're not going to feel it here. Yeah, so draw the ribs in, lift the waist up. That's it. 10, 9, looking good, and 3, and 2, and then hold the knee up, extend the foot up to that position so it's in line with the hip, and then extend the leg long. Now draw the toe back towards the shin, and then as you exhale, draw your leg around and then draw it back. You need to keep that waist off of the ground so you're not moving through the pelvis, so it's nice and controlled movements. That's it. And 4, and 3, last 2, 1 more, and then extend that leg out, drop it down, and drop the other leg down so it's underneath and your legs are as wide as the mat. Then press up, come into your forearm. Now, what you might need to do is you might need to come to your knees. I'll show you the knee version first. So you come up into the side plank, lift up into this position, and you're going to lift your hips as you laterally flex the spine, and then come back to neutral. Don't want you to drop your hips down. Keep it up, that's part of working that waist off of the imaginary floor. Lift in, so if you're going to lengthen the legs, you're in this position, hips are still pointing forward, and then come back down to here. Inhale and exhale as you reach over. Inhale and exhale. Reach up and over. Last 2. One more, and then we're going to change to the other side. Reach up and over, and then back down to the other side. Awesome, guys. Here we go. Looking good. So reach it down, lift the waist off of the mat, and then lift the knee. Keep that hip really still. Draw those ribs in. So you can inhale, you can feel that your diaphragm will lift, and when you exhale, your pelvic floor lifts. Yes? So they go in opposite directions. As you inhale, it's like a little piston. So diaphragm depresses, pelvic floor lifts. And when you do the breath, the inhale, diaphragm lifts, pelvic floor lowers. So they work together. So using your breath to facilitate the movement is key. Beautiful. Keep those hips really still. Keep that waist off of the mat or the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold the leg up, extend, and then take that leg all the way out. Draw the toe back, and then bring it all the way in so it stays in line with your hip. If you need to hold your hand in front to steady yourself, that's fine. But keep your waist lifted off of the ground so your hips stay stacked in line with each. Beautiful. 4 more. And 3. Still working through that waist and those obliques. 1 more, working pretty hard. That's it. Everything's working pretty good. Alright, now drop that leg down to the ground. Remember, come to the knees if you need. Take the bottom leg to the back edge of your mat, and then come up onto the forearm. So remember, you can drop to the knees and make sure that your knees and hips are in line with your shoulders. Otherwise, same deal, and then lift up into this position. And then reach up and over so you're laterally flexing through the spine. and then come back. Lift, beautiful. Make sure you're pressing down with the feet as much as you're pressing into the forearm. That's it, last two. One more, awesome. And then back down, all the way down onto the tummy. And then let's come into that thoracic extension. Bring your hands down beside your chest, draw the chin in, like you're holding a tennis ball there. Press the tops of the toes down into the ground, press your pubic bone down, and then lift the contents of your tummy up, and then extend up through the thoracics. So you're not nodding the head, keep the shoulders down and away from your ears, and inhale, and exhale as you lower. Inhale, and exhale. Pressing down with those toes. Remember, it's all about getting that mobility in your upper spine. Perfect. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then coming down, extend the arms forward and lifting the legs up. And now the arms. And we're going to come into swimming. Draw the chin down, my friends. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Beautiful, you're almost done. Beautiful, and then come down, take a moment. Press the tops of the toes down. And then we're going to come into that extension. So bring your arms around, all the way around, and lift. Arms come back like you're flying. And then arms forward, and chest comes back down. And then inhale, exhale. Making sure you're pressing your pubic bone down and the tops of the toes down. Almost there. More. Last one, and hold. Beautiful. Bring your hands to your chest and then draw yourself up. Take your knees wide and stretch out your lower back. We're going to finish where we started. Onto all fours. Up we come, onto all fours. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Draw the abdominals in. Extend one arm out. Extend the opposite leg. Make sure you draw the abdominals up. Make sure your torso is still as you bring the knee and the arm towards the center. And then up. You want to get that shoulder function. But you're working on that core control. So make sure your torso stays really still. Not moving the torso. 4, 3, 2, and then let's switch to the other side. Extend, opposite arm and leg, draw the abdominals in, extend, keep that torso really still, eyes looking down, draw the chin into the chest. That's it, beautiful guys. Almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Tuck the toes under. We are going to finish off where we started, drawing the knees down. That's it, holding that stretch. Turn the music down. Beautiful. All right, then come into a big stretch. Drop one knee down and the other foot comes flat on the ground. So you've got the knee and the toes in line. And this knee is going to go on the outside of the ribs and come into that stretch. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that little 30-minute spritzer workout. And then let's switch to the other side. Other leg in, taking that stretch. That's it, you might be up here, you don't have to be down low. Make sure your bottom is on your heels. Taking that stretch, beautiful. Lovely. All right, everyone, until next time, 30 minutes done and dusted. Enjoy your day.